And we start tonight with the man supplying high-grade marijuana to children. He's been arrested, his crops seized and destroyed over and over again. But he keeps defying the law because he believes in what he's doing and he has the backing of parents across the country. Damien Hansen explains.
She had one that took her life and it was the most catastrophic seizure I've ever seen.
Okay. These people suffer and die.
You wake up, baby. 5 to 10 times a day she's having seizures that render her unconscious.
Sheree O'Connell's daughter Tara has Dravet syndrome.
Come on guys, let's go inside.
A severe type of epilepsy that affects 1 in 20,000 people. Conventional medicine has let Tara down, but Sheree thinks this man can help.
I had more than one crop last year, I got more than one this year.
I'm Ganjaman. I'm the healer, Rasta. Cha, Viva Nimbus.
From the outside, Tony Bauer's minibus could be mistaken for one driven by the thousands of backpackers who make the pilgrimage to the northern New South Wales town of Nimbin to buy drugs. But what's inside reveals a modern-day medicine man, a dealer with a difference.
I never stopped doing what I've done. You know, when the police took me plant, that did not stop me.
Tony produces his medical cannabis tincture for hundreds of patients, including children, like 7-year-old Tara O'Connell.
People need to realise we don't go into this lightly. You know, it's been a big decision and we understand people are going to probably say, you're crazy.
Tara's condition is being treated with conventional medicine. Her mother says it's keeping her alive, but it's also slowly killing her. So Tara's parents are taking a drastic step.
We've decided to try Tara on medicinal cannabis.
Today it arrives by mail.
Nothing's worked, so now we're going outside of mainstream, but for Tara's life and quality of life, we're willing to give anything a go. Put it in your mouth then.
It's the moment Tara has her first hit of cannabis.
Good girl.
I'm not going to sit around and listen to some idiot government person tell me what my kid cannot have or can have.
Tony runs Mulloway's Medical Cannabis, the first medical cannabis company established and registered in Australia for the purpose of research, development and production of cannabinoid medicines.
The drug companies would jump on it if they, could get hold of it.
During the extraction process, he removes 95% of the main psychoactive component of the cannabis plant, which is called THC. So you don't get a high from it, but its users say it offers relief from pain and discomfort.
If there is something out there that is going to help control the seizures or help with less side effects, we want to know about it.
Even if natural means an illegal drug?
Well, yeah.
Deborah Camacho's daughter Bella also has Dravet syndrome.
No parent wants to put their child on drugs. It's a horrifying thought when you have a baby and you've got to give them very strong drugs, but it's a life or death situation that we're facing with our kids.
Bella's seizures are confronting.
Her nose bleeding. Nose is bleeding.
Very difficult. But yeah, get through it.
So, Tony, this is your surgery?
Yeah, this is where people come to see me and, got a lot of people here and used to use the bus, but there was just so many people now.
For Tony to continue to administer to his many, many patients, he must tread a very fine legal line. He needs this. It's a tincture that's not illegal, but what it's made from certainly is. And for Tony to make this, he has to grow cannabis sativa, which puts him directly in the sights of police.
Whatever they're spending their money and harassing me, they're not out harassing these sick people. That's the thing.
Tony is currently facing 3 offences under the Drug Misuse and Trafficking Act, charges he is fighting on the basis he has approval from the Therapeutic Goods Administration to grow his cannabis.
If they keep seizing your crops, what will that mean for your patients?
They can't. Right, simple as, they can't.
Currently, we can't use cannabis medicinally in Australia, full stop, not in any state or territory.
President of the Australian Drug Reform Association, Dr Alex Wodak, believes we need to join the list of nations that have legalised the use of medical cannabis.
There are about a dozen countries around the world, including Israel, Canada, the Netherlands, 18 states of the United States of America, covering about 40% of their population, many other countries, and the number is growing every year.
For parents of children with Dravet syndrome, finding an alternative treatment to the cocktail of hard drugs is a never-ending search.
Personally, if it was made available for me, I would definitely try it for my boy. You'd rather do that than put all these drugs into them and know the side effects that it can do. It can cause toxic poisoning to your body.
12-year-old Adam Burley finds respite from his seizures underwater. Adam is fed through a tube because he refuses to eat, just one of the side effects of his medication. Roseanne, too, is open to the idea of treating her child with cannabis, but like all children with Dravet, time is running out.
People need to know that epilepsy does kill.
For Mick and Kelly Clohessy, time with their 11-year-old daughter Molly ran out all too soon.
The government's not going to step in and help them. They're not going to say, oh, you pull out, Tony, and we'll take care of these people for you. No, they were taking care of them beforehand. They weren't doing a real good job.
In the eyes of the law, Tony is a criminal. But in the hearts of parents with sick children, he's a crusader.
It may not work, but it might, and it might be all we need.
I can't not help these people.
So is he helping? Well, it's been almost 2 months since Tara started on Tony's medical cannabis. Her mum, Cherie, joins us now. Cherie, how's Tara doing?
Tara's doing really well. She hasn't had a seizure since the 8th of February, so we're over a month seizure-free now. She's gone from seizures every single day to not even an absent seizure.
So what was it like when you started seeing results?
When we realised was so quick, it was unbelievable. Probably within a day, her seizures had reduced by half, and it took about 10 days before we were totally seizure-free.
Well, marijuana is illegal. How anxious were you and your family about trying and using a marijuana-based product?
We were quite anxious, but on the same token, we were desperate. The alternatives were all invasive, so to us, this was the least invasive thing to try. It was, although difficult to source, it was available, and it wasn't going to mean we had to mortgage the house to do it.
So what's your understanding of the legalities of doing this?
From what I've been told, the finished product that we receive is totally legal. It's been tested by police and has no illegal substance in it. But the problem is that the growing of the product in the first place is illegal. So the person we receive it from takes a risk every time he creates Tara's drug.
So, Cherie, what's it like as her mum now? Have you got your little girl back?
I don't think I've got her back. I think this is the first time we've ever seen her. We've finally met the real Tara. Tara's been having seizures since she was 6 weeks old. We've never known anything else.
Cherie, we'll have to leave it there. Of course, we wish you and Tara all the best. We note too that a New South Wales Parliamentary Committee is currently holding an inquiry into the use of cannabis for medical purposes.